Hey, hi. So I'll be talking about the structure of neuron in this video. And to begin with, our nervous system has two types of cells. One of them is this neuron and the other one is the neuroglia. So I'll be talking about the structure of neuron here. To begin with, this very portion filled with cytoplasm, organelles and cytoskeletal elements is called as cell body. The cell organelles included in the cell body are the mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, and this Nissl body. We haven't heard of Nissl body a lot before because this is particularly found in neurons. This is a combination of free ribosomes plus the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The cytoskeletal elements, also called as the neurofibril, are of two types. One of them is the intermediate filament, also called as neurofilament, providing structural strength and stability, and the other one is the neurotubule that helps with the movement of substances across the cell. Now this cell body is also called as perikaryon solely for the reason because this is the part of the cell where the nucleus is present. Now talking about the nerve fibers, which are the extensions of the cell body. This is our cell body and the extensions emerging out from it are called as nerve fibers. Nerve fibers are of two types. One is this and the other one is this. Talking about these extensions, these are called as dendrites. These are multiple in number and are highly branched. They contain all the organelles that are present in the cell body, the cytoskeletal elements, and of course the cytoplasm. The difference between dendrites and axons is that this is not as branched as dendrites are. These are not very numerous as well. This is like a single branch, if I can say. And also the only organelle it consists of is the mitochondria, and yes, it does contain these neurofibrils. Okay, so the cytoplasm present within this axon is called as axoplasm, and the plasma membrane covering this axon is called as axolemma. Now I've seen a lot of times that a lot of people think that, oh, is it that only the axon is covered by plasma membrane and cell body and the dendrites lack them? No, the entire cell is covered by the plasma membrane. It's just we have a specialized term for the plasma membrane of axon. Okay, so this region, this pyramidal region is called as axon hillock. It doesn't seem to be pyramidal here because this is a 2D view of a neuron, but once you see it in a 3-dimensional picture, you get a better idea. So I'll suggest you all to go and watch and surf some net and find for a 3D view of axon hillock. And the portion of the axon which is closest to the axon hillock is called as initial segment. The trigger zone which is present at the junction of axon hillock and initial segment is the very region where an action potential or nerve impulse is generated. A lot of people say that the nerve impulse is generated at the axon hillock, but more specifically, it is generated at the trigger zone. Once generated, it travels down the axon straight to the telodendria and the synaptic bulb. We'll be talking about them in seconds to come. Okay, so now we have talked about the initial segment, axon hillock, cell body, the organelles, and a lot more things. Okay, now talking about the axon collateral, this is a branch of axon that is perpendicular to the main branch. So it is not as branched as dendrites are, but yes, it is branched. The next part that we're going to talk about is the Schwann cell. The Schwann cell or cells, the Schwann cells, are found in the peripheral nervous system and they form a myelin sheath around this axon. This myelin sheath is insulating in function. It is made up of lipid and fats and is usually found in the white matter of brain and spinal cord. So what really happens is the plasma membrane of Schwann cell wraps around to form this myelin sheath, and the outermost layer, which consists of the cytoplasm and this nucleus, is called as neurolemma. Now, as you can see, the myelin sheath does not cover the axon entirely. There are certain gaps, and we call these gaps as nodes of Ranvier. It is at these gaps that the action potential gets regenerated. This regeneration of action potential is very important because it is not the same action potential that travels across the axon. Rather, it regenerates over and over again and reaches the axon terminal. So to regenerate that action potential, we need to have some gaps where the cell can contact the extracellular fluid where sodium ions are present, and it is from the extracellular fluid that the sodium ions will enter the axon through voltage gated sodium channels and help in the regeneration of action potential. So once the action potential reaches these branched endings called as telodendria, it finally enters the synaptic bulb, which is present at the axon terminal. So axon terminal is the position where the structure synaptic bulb is present. Inside the synaptic bulb, we have synaptic vesicles which contain neurotransmitters, and these neurotransmitters are released at the synapse to establish communication with the next neuron. So this is what the structure of a neuron is, and I hope I could help you with this explanation, and I would love to hear from you guys. What did you think of this video? And yup, thank you so much.